So we got slideshow one. Welcome to the Power Rankings. I'm saying by Harlem, aka So, the greatest host. 20 rings. We have Kimani at number one because he has four. Khan at number two because he has two. Three and four between Marty and Mario just for ring count. And also this red line, of course, it indicates that he went back to back. I'll go to the next slide. Next slide. The list. Now, these are the rankings without me going too much. What was your GPA? I don't know. I think I'm smarter than you though. But uh my the list for the rankings. This is what we have for the power rankings. One we got Kimani, two we got Colin, three we got Marty, three we got Mario, four we got Marty, five we got Ty, six we have Eli, and seven we have Jerry. I think three and four is very interchangeable. I think three and four. No. I think you can change three or four right now. I think the gap between one and two is bigger than any gap between anybody else. Just due to him having four rings and just beating the piss out of certain niggas. Khan is good. I think if any of these two guys get another ring, they could easily get this second spot just off the basis of just the rings. But I don't think right now, if somebody was to win another tournament, that wouldn't even put them over there. They'd have to win what, a couple more. You can't do that. What do you mean? If they were to tie you, Colin, if they were to tie you in rings, I beat Marty. What does that change? If Mario was to get a ring, he would put him over you. And Marty, yes, you did beat Marty. I can give that to you, but Marty also beat Kimani. My thing. Okay, if Mario was to get another ring, it'd be an argument with y'all two. I can have an argument. I have to look more deep in. If Mario was to get a ring, I could put him over you. Just because you beating him in the past, it'd be for contention. It'd be up for contention. You know what I'm saying? So five, we have Ty. I I'm not. We'll understand later on why I have him right there. Kimani has entered the chat. What's up, Key? Ty beat Mario and I beat Ty. But Colin, what does that mean? Spooky skunked you, and Spooky's up on you, and everybody's damn near beat Spooky. Like, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to beating people that beat somebody else, it gets into a weird argument because it's not. It's like Pokemon, gang. Yeah, but Spooky's up on you, is he not? I'm just saying, it's like Pokemon. It's a matchup advantage. He had home field advantage. Gang, stressing. Marty's better than Mario. Look, all I'm just saying, it's like Pokemon where it's like a matchup advantage. It's not automatically just because person A beat person C and person C beat person B. That means I'm better than person B. No, it doesn't. It's all about matchups because certain people beat certain people and then lose to certain people, and it gets very confusing trying to base it off of that. So then we have five at top. We have six with Eli, I think, and then we have seven with Jerry. Eli, as of recently, has improved, but we've seen in other tourneys he's had like probably the best team in the game or one of the best teams in the game, and he loses. But as of recently, he's been turning up. Last tournament was probably his last tournament, and the tournament before then was probably his best two runs in all of these tournaments. Because Eli got to the finals with Kimani and almost beat him. Can y'all save it for Monday? Save it for Monday. Save the rivalry for rival day. It's tomorrow, and I'll show you. I might show you a sneak peek tomorrow. He said after this show. On Hall of Fame, no, we gotta go do it tomorrow, bro. Like, hell no, I'm playing it. Yo, stream it. But okay, then we have Jerry at seven. I ain't gonna lie, Jerry be getting that shit smacked. I ain't gonna lie. Jerry be getting smacked by Eli. But low key, I want to see. It's at times where Jerry looks like he can win certain games, but he just ends up losing it. Now let's get into the next slide. So boom, at number one we have Kimani. Kimani's strengths. I'll start with his strengths. He labs up consistently. Always, he's always playing the game, always getting better, just trying to get better, and always just touching NCAA. Jerry said he needs to take a shower. That means he just sweats this game. He also sends me pictures, no Diddy, of like his ranking in the fucking game. He plays his game a lot. He makes sure he's labbing up. Even after he loses, he labs up. I think he's a really good passer. One of the better defenders in the tourney, to be honest, and has a really good defensive user in terms of lurking and stuff like that. Oh, let me shrink this chat down a little bit. His weaknesses, I could say he can get too confident, even cocky, which can cost him the game. Two examples of this is when the first time we ever had Ty in a tournament, it was the most he's probably ever talked opening into a game. He was on that. He was popping it. Now with how the game went, Ty popped him in his mouth. Because some unfortunate things did happen. He got very unlucky, but he was OD cocky going into the game. And then with Mario, he was beating Mario by a considerable amount, but then he played around a little bit for like 2 plays, and I believe he threw a pick six. That's the only weakness I could say for Kimani. Outside of that, you could probably say internet, to be honest. Number two, we have Colin, arguably the best defender in the tourney. He has probably some of the lowest scoring games out of anybody in these tournaments, except for when he played against Kimani. That nigga put belts at bottom. But he has really, really good defense. He plays to his pace and keeps the game really slow. His game against, I believe it was Marty or Ty. Someone had Georgia. It was versus Ty. Was 17-14. Probably one of the lowest scoring games, or the lowest scoring game in that tournament. Very entertaining. He punched the ball. Nobody in the tournament really punched the ball. Sometimes he makes his opponents punt the ball, just because he does it, and they kind of want to do it too. And he trusts his defense. Has a really good run game, and the one thing that separates him from everybody else, he watches film on all of his opponents. I mean, literally everybody. Now, does it work all the time? Like 90%, something like that. But it definitely does help him it definitely does help him. He watches film. His weakness is his passing is mediocre. I'm not gonna say something about them passes this week. Like for the tournament, his passing is definitely not his strong suit. He says it himself. He's a run demon. His passing isn't like something he could really rely on to really save him the game against somebody that's nice. Like that passing is definitely not his thing. Like that zig route is weak as shit. That zig route to them, like, look, I'm saying it's not his thing, and his confidence can get him cooked because he wanted to bet $10 with me that he was going first round Kimani. That boy lost $10. That boy came in popping it. He ended up losing $10, getting swept. Next is Mario. He can be switched with Marty at 4. That's what I said. They can be switched. Cause Mario's strength is I think he has a good run game, a good defense, and when you get him fired up, he plays better. It happened when he played against Marty. Marty got him fired up. He then went on like a run where he scored 14 straight on Marty's head. But then it came down to the last play, and Marty got it out of him. Pause. But those are the good things I can say about Mario. His weakness is he can get in his own head in the tournaments and throws himself off. It happened in his first appearance in the tournament. I think he played KJ. Bro, he threw an interception to KJ. Then he ran the same play twice in a row. Even though his game IQ was a lot higher than that, he was getting upset. He was just in his own head. Then the next time he played against Trey was a spy. Trey literally beat Trey on the regular. But what did Trey do? He beat him because he threw a pick, got in his own head, which is mad. He sold himself. And then he chooses his teams late as hell. It only happened, I think, one time. It was this tournament that just passed. Mario had all the time in the world. He wanted UGA. He was late on UGA. Then they didn't text me. I texted him, does he still want to play? He was like, yeah. He chose South Carolina. If he would have probably wanted to choose early, he probably could have got one of the nicer teams because he ended up playing against Ty with UGA, and his team was too slow. Unfortunate for my boy. Next slide. For number 4, Marty, who can be switched with 3. His strengths, he's Ty's kryptonite. All around a good player, and he's definitely a high scorer. His weaknesses, he's inconsistent. Really, I can say inconsistent because he played like the way he played yesterday wasn't the way he usually plays in most tournaments. But he's inconsistent. At times he can play like this, other times he plays like this, not jacking it. And then he can't trash talk while playing. That's one thing I can say. He can't. I remember he was talking with Colin when him and Colin first faced off. He couldn't talk. Like he was talking, he was popping it, but Colin locked that up. I'm not gonna lie. Now, is it because he was talking, or was it because Colin's defense was just so good? I don't know, but I think it might have been the trash talk. He just can't really talk and play at the same time. We're gonna see on Rival Day. 5, we have Ty. His strengths: he's a high scorer, uncrowned king, and has alright defense. I was really going off of memory, but I'm pretty sure he has alright defense. Uncrowned, he probably has like decent defense, but yeah, an uncrowned king. It's like that dude in bodybuilding, Devin Lorette. So I forgot his name, but Kevin, yeah, it was Kevin something. His name is Kevin something. The uncrowned king is like, I think he's probably the best person that doesn't have a ring yet, just because of his resume. He beat Kimani, and when he beat Kimani, he skunked him, which was crazy. Still was an interesting game, but he still skunked Kimani, which what hasn't been done before. No one did it before, so it was just like it was so crazy seeing it how it happened. So in general, he's usually just a very high scorer, always skunking people, just playing good. His weaknesses at times can be overconfident. He was very overconfident going against Mario, but he ended up beating him. He said he was going to sweep Mario because he was like, "Oh, no Kimani on my side of the bracket, niggas getting swept." He's a no Kimani or Marty on my side of the bracket, they getting swept. He ended up beating Mario, but ended up losing to Colin. And then his main weakness is Marty. I don't know what it is. Marty has that boy's jersey. Every time they faced, Marty put belt to that bottom to tie. I mean, it was bad. Straight spanking him. Spanking him, spanking him, spanking him, spanking him. Like, it was crazy. Ty going out terrible. Every trip against Marty. I think he's currently 0-2 against Marty. Number 6, I have Eli. Who can I with the way he's been playing, I think he can easily get up to the top 3. Like, he can be in that John if he has a crazy playoff run, because he's been recently been playing the best football he's been playing in general. So his strengths, he's the king of trick plays, very unpredictable, great energy, and funny as hell. The king of trick plays, he's always running a trick play, and what makes him so good is his unpredictability. You can't know what he's gonna do next at all. No, you don't know what he's gonna do when you first play him. He gonna run the same play over and over and over again. But when you first play him, he has like a singular play that he runs that you kind of can't stop after a while. You really could see it in the past 2 tournaments. He had this play. I'm not gonna say what it was, but the way he was taking people's tops off was crazy. Straight top off, top off, top off, taking it off of them. He was bugging with it. Unfortunately, got boxed up, but he was taking tops off. His weakness is he can't score in the red zone to save his life at all. He can't score in the red zone. Like, when he gets in the red zone, you'd feel more safe with him in the red zone than he is anywhere else on the field. Because literally, he sells and pass only or just running. He can't score in the end zone, in the red zone. Like, he's just boxed up. Literally, he boxes himself up. And then another weakness is he gets too yorny and doesn't think. He was up against Kimani in the chip, the tournament before last. It was up on Kimani. It was Wacky Wednesday, pass only. It was up on Kimani. He was up a touchdown in the third quarter with a minute left in the third quarter, I believe. The brother wasn't even on 4th down. He throws a post or a corner to his tight end in double coverage. For what? It wasn't even 4th down. If you just chewed clock and played your game and possibly got a field goal, you would have been smooth. But then you let Kimani get a pick and score on you and just mess you all the way up. The same thing happened with the red zone. You got there, I think it was on 4th down. You threw a zig or something or a flat. Kimani's man swatted that. You had 4 plays in the end zone, bro. I mean, in the red zone. He was 10 yards away, gang. Sold it. But he's probably the most entertaining person out of all of these tourneys. I have Colin as a second, but off of yesterday's antics, Eli has solidified himself as probably the funniest guy on these streams. With the fit, the get up, and just the mannerisms. Just makes him top 1. Number 7, we have Jerry. Jerry. What can I say, Jerry? Jerry had a great playoff run yesterday. He beat Marty, which was very unexpected. Which I think that's what really put him in number 7. I probably could have went with someone else. Jerry beat Marty, had great defense, so he can pass the ball when he's locked in to an extent. He's funny. His defense has improved tremendously from over the past few tournaments. From the tournament before last, and the one that just passed, his defense grew totally. He's like he was actually low key locking shit to an extent, which he was doing. Now his weaknesses, he makes a lot of mistakes. He says he chose the wrong playbook when he was faced up against Callan and got 21 skunked in the championship. Made it so far to just lose. And just like his counterpart Eli, that boy can't score in the red zone either. He knows it himself. That boy get distressing when he up in there. That boy not built for it at all, at all, at all. Not something that man is built for is scoring in that red zone. It gets scary over there. No bully. It gets heavily scary over there. But yeah, that's the list. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream. A short little stream. Had to break down a little power ranking for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. I love y'all. Y'all love me. Y'all boys stay safe.
Kendrick. Kendrick.